Hey guys, this is Chris, the Lower Slower Board Gamer, and I am here tonight along with a couple of friends. Brought them along. They're just back from Terraforming Mars. We're going to show you how to play Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition by Fricks Games and also by Stronghold Games. Designed originally Terraforming Mars by Jacob Frixelius. He also designed this along with a little help from his friends Nick Little and Sydney Engelstein. This is a card-driven game. It is similar in a lot of ways to Terraforming Mars. However, there are some differences, but it really is a very fast-paced game. There's very little downtime. I found it to be very enjoyable so far, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to show you a little bit the components, how the game works, some of the rules, and later we will do a playthrough. So without any further ado, hey, look, we're at the table. You've got your money, you've got your global parameter trackers. These are where the ocean tiles go. Your terraform rating is tracked around this right here. You have your production mat. There's a lot of similarities here, but I thought I would go ahead and let's start by covering the map here. Get you a little closer to look. You can see there are hexes in the middle, which is where you place your ocean tiles, and as you do an aquafire standard action, then you can flip one and you increase your terraform rating and you gain the rewards that are on the ocean tile that you flip. You will notice the terraform rating is tracked starting in the lower left underneath the temperature thing. Starts at 0/50 and works clockwise to the lower left corner, then up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You get to 49, you're going to come back down to 50 and start again. So that is your terraform rating track. You'll see in the lower left your temperature logo, exact same logo as in the board game, and that arc starting at the purple, at the magenta, just to the right of the middle of the bottom of the screen there. That is minus 30 degrees Celsius, and it works right on around. And that arc is your temperature track, and you have your oxygen track there as well. On the right, next to the oxygen logo icon, which is the same as was in the board game. So there's a lot of things that you're going to look at and be like, oh, that's what that is. Cool. One less thing I have to learn. So if you played the board game, you've got to head up. If you haven't, this isn't a difficult game to learn how to play, and it's really fun. But that is your mat, and you're going to see down here right beneath me, that is your production mat. And this is where you keep track of how many mega credits you have, how many cards you're allowed to draw. Again, this is a card-driven game. How much heat units you have in order to increase the temperature with standard actions that are down here. How many plants you have, so that way you can increase the O2 level, and a place to keep track of steel and of titanium. But let's give you a closer look at that as well. Across the top, you're going to see some cards, some tiles here, and these are different phases that can happen during the game. If a player selects a phase from the 5 phase cards that they have, and they're revealed immediately, and then all of those phases can be done during the turn. However, and you'll see later, well, I'll just go ahead and show you right now real quick. You're going to see that on the top is what you do during the phase, such as development. Each player may play 1 green project card. On the bottom is a bonus. Pay 3 mega credits less for the card you play this phase. Now you're only going to play 1 card unless you have something that allows you to do it more, but the turns go so fast, it's like taking micro snippets of your normal turn. Instead of taking 2 actions and then passing it to the next player and going around the board, boom, 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 you're going to be whatever these phases are that are revealed. When you have these cards that have been chosen by the players, everybody gets to do the top one, but only the player that selected the card gets the bottom bonus. So not everybody's going to be able to pay 3 mega credits less for the card they play this phase. Only you if you're the one that selected it. And that's how all those cards look. We'll go over them in greater detail here in a moment. But you are able to do different things here, and we'll go over that as well. But I just wanted to show you up here on top, that's where you keep track of your mega credits. This is where you keep track of the cards you can draw. This is where you keep track of the heat units you have, the plants, the steel, and the titanium, all the way over there on the right. And let's also show you on this bottom edge here, larger right there, are the standard actions you can take, and there are 5 of them. Now, the first thing you can do, you don't place greenery tiles, because once again, this is a smaller map and there's only room for the ocean tiles. So what you do instead is you pay the 20 mega credits, and you're going to get this little forest victory token, and it has the little tree here. So whenever you do the standard project, the first one there, pay 20 to place a greenery tile as the iconography. You're going to increase your O2 one level, increase your terraforming level one rating one level, and you're going to take one of these. This counts as a victory point at the end of the game. Second one right next to it is 14 mega credits to increase the temperature. Same thing as Asteroid Standard Project. You spend 14 mega credits and you increase the temperature rating by 2 degrees Celsius and increase your terraform rating. Third is spending 8 plants from this portion of your board. Once you've accumulated 8 plants, once you take the action phase, you can do all the actions you can here, which includes 8 plants to increase the O2 and get the same iconography. Also get a forest victory point tile. Next to that is 8 heat units to increase the temperature. Same thing, you're going to take your 8 heat units, put them back to the supply. You're going to increase your temperature by 1 unit. You're going to increase your terraform rating by 1 unit. And as your terraform rating increases and your mega credit production increases, you're going to get more money to be able to do more things. A lot of similarities. The last one all the way over on the right, the standard projects right over there. The last one is spending 15 mega credits to flip an ocean tile like this. And when you do that, you increase your terraform rating because you get a point for doing basically the aqua fire action, for those of you familiar with the board game. But you will increase your terraform rating by 1 step, and then you also get the reward that is on these tiles. In this instance, it will be 1 plant. So you would add a plant here, and 2 credits. You would add 2 credits here. So that is the production. Of course, you have, they're not the metal ones, but they do just fine. This is, for me, this is a throw it in the box kind of game. Nice and easy to clean up, nice and easy to set up. It's just a fun, cool little game. But these stand for 10 mega credits, 5 mega credits, 1 mega credit each. These are also used here to keep track of what resources you have. As far as tracking your production, you are going to place these cubes, just like you did on your production tracking mat in the regular board game. Now, we haven't said anything about steel and titanium yet. Steel is not a resource you can take and use. Whatever your rating and whatever your production is, you are able to use it for any card you play on your turn that has, in the instance of steel, a building tag, which is the little brown house, or in the instance of titanium, a space tag, which is the supernova, the yellow supernova against a black circle. Same iconography as the game. So, okay, that's what that does. It's very, very easy to pick this up if you're familiar with it. It's very easy to pick it up if you're not. Let's see. We have that. Let's go over. Let's just kind of work through the rule book and go over everything as we do. So again, you've got your game board, and with your game board, focus on my face. With your game board, again, you have your You have your terraform rating track, which goes around the outer edge. You have the portion where you place your oceans. You have where you place your phase tokens. You have your oxygen track, and you have your temperature track right there on the left. So let's go ahead and look at some of the project cards that you can do. Now there are going to be different kinds of cards, but let's first go over the makeup of a card. First, each card is going to have a title, what it is, and there are a lot of cards that are similar to the board game. Research Outpost was in the regular board game, but the title of the card will be there. Next, you're going to have the cost and mega credits in order to play that project card. Third, if there are any requirements, they will be located right here with the double arrows, like fast forward kind of looking thing. That's where any requirements will be. It will say if you need 3 science tags. It will say if there needs to be 5 ocean tiles flipped. In this instance, it's a temperature requirement, and it's saying that you need to have at least up to a red temperature. See the red here? This one says at least yellow temperature, so the differentiation of the colors here is going to make a difference as to which cards you are allowed to play in certain circumstances. You also have the tags, and the tags look exactly the same. You have your space tag, your earth tag, your Jovian tag, plant tag, animal tag. There's also microbe tags and another tag. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. You have your event tag, you have your building tag, your energy tag, your science tag. So all of the cards are going to have tags, which some cards will say for so many of a certain kind of tag of cards that you have played, you get a bonus or a reward, or you're able to do something. These are the different kinds of tags that are on the cards. You also have colors of the cards. There are 3 kinds. Blue is active, where this stays face up, and you're able to either change your production, or it lets you do something like words and stuff. Allows you to either change your production or to do things to perhaps increase your terraform rating or get you more production things if you activate it during the actions phase right there. Blue cards either have effects that trigger when certain things happen or actions that can be used during the action phase. Green cards have resources that are gained in the production phase. So a lot of times you're going to have a card where you can increase your heat production, increase your plant production. So that's what the general development cards are going to let you do. Red cards are immediate effects, where you will do whatever the card says after you've played it, and then you will turn it face down just like in the board game, so that way the tags don't count during gameplay. However, there can be bonus points on it. An effect appears only on blue cards and shows what things will trigger. You're going to have a description down here. In this instance, effect: when you flip an ocean tile, add one animal to this card by taking one of your 1 mega credit cubes and placing it there. For instance, when you play a card, you pay 1 mega credit less for it. Those are effects that you can get from the blue cards. Production, again, is in orange, so anytime you see orange, that's something that affects production over on the production mat. Capability. What this does is, I don't have any capability cards, but it is gray. We'll put it right there, why not? It's going to allow you to change your steel or titanium, usually production, to increase to give you a greater discount when you play a card with that tag on it. Actions. It's only on the blue cards. It shows icons representing actions which happen during the action phase. Active phases are listed right up here, and it shows the Roman numerals represent the phase in which the card's ability can be used. So that way you'll know it's a little Roman numeral 4, it gets used during the production phase. Roman numeral 1 or 2, it gets used during construction or development phase. 11, that is going to be an ability. And an ability is going to be a check mark, like that is right there, and it will tell you additional requirements that may be needed in order to play the card. Another thing that you may see is a little lightning bolt, and that's kind of universal for games as a fast action, something you can do immediately. And whenever you see that on a card, that tells you something that you can do right then. VP, if the cards have any victory points, they will be shown in a little brown circle over here on this side. And then also, just for reference, there are card numbers in the bottom right corner of each card. Next, what would Terraforming Mars be without corporations to own and use and take advantage of because it's yours? But you're going to have 12 corporation cards from the base game that you can choose from. I only have the base game, no expansions for Ares Expedition. I don't even know if there are any. There probably are. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't. But this core game is fantastic the way it is. I digress. On the corporation cards, you've got the name of the corporation. Here we have Phobolog. It also has a tag, no inherent value. However, it counts as a tag towards your total of a specific kind of tag for playing cards or doing certain effects. Third, logo. Perf. Fourth is going to be your starting resources. So in this instance, you start with 20 mega credits. So you would put 20 mega credits on your production mat. So that way you know you're starting with that much money. And then when you play a space card with the space tag on it, you pay 3 mega credits less for it. So that's an effect. That is one of your starting things. You also have an effect or an action. This one comes with an effect. Each titanium you have reduces the cost of space tag cards 1 additional MC. So instead of, for instance, if you have 1 unit of titanium production and you are able to play a space tag card, you are able to use that 1 production to reduce the price by 3 mega credits. This says whenever you play one, you can do it by 1 additional mega credit, so you pay 4 less for the card to play it instead of 3 if it has this tag. That is Phobolog's example. However, each corporation card is going to have a starting resources section and an effect or action section that will help you start or through the game. And then we have the phase cards here for you to see, which correspond with the different phases that are available to be done during the game. Each player is going to have a set of 5 phase cards, 1 for each phase. They're going to select one of these phase cards, and everyone is going to reveal theirs simultaneously. So if you're at a spot where you need to do production and get stuff onto your production mat, credits, heat, plants, you probably would take production. Someone else might want to play a green development card, they would take development. So you're going to choose one of these 5, whatever you need to do for your next turn in the game, and you're going to select that card. You cannot select the card you had before. Whatever you played on the last turn remains on the table. Exhaust it, turn it sideways, and then play this on top of it. So that way you can take the other one away, but it helps you to keep track of what you did the turn before. You cannot duplicate it from turn to turn. And it's really easy. It has the same action phase. It has the same phase number as the cards themselves, so you can more easily keep track of what is going on. Anytime someone plays that card on that turn, then this is going to be turned over. Actually, yeah, I've got them face up. I don't use it in solo, but they have the Roman numerals on the back sides of them, as you can see on the ones that I'm flipping over there. And then whichever phases have been chosen by players, those get flipped over, so that way you know you're doing that phase on this turn. And then you do the phases in numerical order. 1. If no one chose 2, then you're doing 3. If no one chose 4 and 5, you're not doing it. So 1 would be first, 3 would be second, regardless of who chose the phase card. Everybody gets to do development, the ability. Each player may play 1 green project card. So even if you didn't play development, you can still play a card. It can be done simultaneously. You don't have to do it in player order. If you're more of the organized type, there's no problem doing it that way. It's a lot less hectic, especially for more experienced players, hence less downtime. Only the player that chose the development phase 1 card can take advantage of the bonus on the bottom of the card. They are the only one that can pay 3 mega credits less for the card they played during this turn. And then you go to the action phase, where each player activates any action and any action effects, which are effect cards that you have played, or standard actions, which would be the ones on the bottom of the production mat, as we went over earlier. And they can do any of those that they want to in a turn. They're not limited to that. They can increase the temperature as much as they want. They can increase the O2 as much as they want. They can buy as many ocean tiles to flip as they want, as they have credits for. And then only the player that's selected phase 3 as their card may activate 1 action an additional time. So if you have blue action cards that have been played, you are able to do any action that you have down 1 more time. But that is how that works. So just to give you an example of how this would look, let's do this very quickly. Let us say, and I think this is all I need the zoom for, so let me zoom it back out real quick here and do a little focus. We'll go right to about there. And get that. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to say I have my 5 cards, and we're going to say that the other player has their 5 cards. I'm playing against a second person, so I'm going to select this card for mine, and they're going to select this card for theirs. We reveal them at the same time. Construction and production. So you're going to flip over the construction tile. You're going to flip over the production tile. And then in numerical order, descending, no one's selected development, so construction is the first one, and everybody gets to do the ability that is on the top of the construction card. The person who chose the phase 2 construction card is the only one that gets the bonus. Then you go down, no one selected actions, so you go next to the production phase, and everybody can do this ability up here, which is produce stuff and get their credits and draw their cards and get their heat and get their plants. But only the player that selected the production, the number 4 phase, gets to gain an additional 4 mega credits. That is how it works. So everybody's going to have the opportunity to do multiple things on every turn. I'm going to show you how to set up a solo game. It's very easy to do, doesn't take long. You drag everything out of the box, and this is essentially what you are going to do. First thing you're going to do is you're going to set your cubes here on all of the zeros. This is where you will track your production. Boom. So we're going to put cubes right there, and right there, and keep the rest of the cubes handy, as you may need them to denote an increase of 10 or 20. You're also going to put a cube starting on 5 terraform rating in the lower left right there. Keep the rest of them handy, so that way if you need them, you can grab them very easily. You want to keep forest victory tokens close by, both the 1 and the 5 denominations of them. You're going to take your 2 clear cubes that come with the game, and you're going to place them at the beginning of these 2 global parameters here. Then you're going to take your shuffled, I'm not sure what's where or anything, so I'm just going to put them down anyway, your 9 ocean tiles Barren Mars surface facing up, like so, and you're going to place them on the board in the 9 hexagonal spaces. Okay. Also have a color for cube for another player's color to keep track. It is basically the timer, and I'll show you how the timer works in just a moment. You're going to want to, at the beginning, it wouldn't hurt to have a player aid card, and these are fantastic player aid cards. They have great detail on the phases, which you can do, and also your turn structure and a game scoring. It's really fantastic, these player aids. Way to go, Frixelius Games and Stronghold Games. Player aids, big, oh yeah. But I don't need it, so I'm sticking it over there. Make sure that you have both a deck of your phase selection cards for yourself and one that you're going to use for your opponent over here. Now for the solo game, you know which phase the opponent is using because that's the card that's flipped up. Normally you would put these here for a multiplayer game so you can keep track of which phase was active. I don't do it in a solo game because it's very easy to track. Back in a box. But have one of these here and mix it up sufficiently for the other player, but also the timing mechanism of the game, and set them here so you've got space to put the flipped card in. You're going to select a corporation from the 12 corporations that come with the game as it is. Mix them up real good, and you're going to take 2 of them and you're going to select one. Interplanetary cinematics. Whenever you play an effect card, you pay 2 less mega credits for it. You start with 46 and you pay less for the building tag cards. Or you just start with a straight 40, but when you draw cards during the research phase, draw 1 additional card and keep 1 additional card. I like this better. So I'm going to go with Interplanetary Cinematics as my corporation. Since I don't have those, I can slide this stuff up a little bit. So let's set these off to the side. So I got more room for cards down here. Let's slide you all the way up to the top like a so. And we'll put you right there. And we will place Interplanetary Cinematics right there, so we know who we are. Next, you're going to take any starting resources granted you here. I start with 46 mega credits, so we'll put 46. And it says whenever I play a building tag card, I pay 2 less MC for it. That means adjust it here. That's where you keep track of it. Instead of looking around at all the cards, okay, I pay 2 less, I pay 4 less, I pay 6 less. That's what you do. And then you want to pay attention to your purple effect right there. Is there much else to do to set up? I don't think there is. You've got your cards that you need to have in order. Doink. You want to take the myriad cards that are here, your project cards, give them a good shuffling. It's a throw in the box kind of game. It's way too insane with sleeves. I have some games where I sleeve the cards. I have some where I don't. This is one where I don't think I'm going to. Shuffle them all up nice and good. I'll give it my wingspan shuffle. Now we'll do that. We'll take half and go. There. take the top portion on the bottom. We'll take half and half. Put the bottom portion on the top, and then we will just kind of mix and match. Mix around a little, because that's a lot of cards to have to shuffle. So, you know, just mix them up best you can. You're never going to go through all of them, so I'll just take the top half and kind of set them aside over here, and then I have draw pile with the bottom half, which I may just place up here so it can be seen, me reaching for it. You have your denominations of mega credits down here, and you're going to draw 8 cards. So you have your phase cards. You're going to draw 8 cards. At any point, you can discard a patent and get 3 more mega credits. So that's a cool little thing. Which I'm going to do that real quick just to show you. That has a requirement of 5 oceans need to be flipped. I'm not going to be able to play that one for a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and discard it and get 3 more mega credits. I'm going to... That needs red temperature, but I hate microbes. I'm getting rid of that one. I'm going to get 3 more mega credits. Dink. Dum. I've never liked that card, so I'm just getting rid of it because I'm like that. I'm going to so I need to add 3, which is 9, so I'm going to put that 10 there and take away 9 so it's easier to keep track of, and I'm going to keep the rest of them. And our next video is going to pick up here, and we're going to play through solo. I may not get to it this evening. It is 9:15 here on the East Coast. I'm probably going to cool my jets. I'll try to get it up tomorrow evening. But I wanted to share this with you. This is the going over components, going over some rules, and setting up the solo setup for Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, likes, whatever, go ahead and comment them down in the doobly-doo with the timestamp. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to dig through it. Helps me get to it and answer your question more efficiently. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and comment down the doobly-doo and tell me to eat bacon. Click the little dinger bell thingy so that way anytime I upload content, you'll know that it's coming. And thank you very much for watching. Guys, Chris, Lower Slower Board Gamer, and my friends, keep on rolling.